Hey everyone, it's Will, GamerDad, with another video for you. So one other feature of the update 2.2.7 is that for those who haven't finished Dogma Tower, either hard or very hard, and you haven't farmed all the points required to get the final reward, which is an extra chant script, this is the time to do it. So you have a window between now and the next update, which is 2.2.8. And so you can see the list of rewards, quite a few Chronostones, a few Guiding Light and Luring Shadow items, and most likely, and most importantly, 3 chant scripts, which is very nice for every episode. So just a reminder, as you can see in the notices, there is a list of characters, either 4 or 5 stars, that you can bring into this Dogma Tower dungeon. Now, Poporo is a required character for the dungeon, but the rest of them are, up to you. You really want to bring as many characters that give bonus points as possible, being that this one is extremely hard to farm points-wise, and it takes multiple runs in order to get all the points required. Now, if you choose not to use red or green keys and you just want to do overworld and fight those enemies, it's going to take you a really long time. So, if you have hours of playing and you really want to farm that way, you can do so. Otherwise, it's much more efficient to just use red keys here. At the end of the day, you still get to farm for Poporo's Light. And again, 10% chance if you use a green key, and 20% chance if you use a red key. Now, the last time I visited this was when I was doing the actual episode, and there was a minimum point requirement to proceed through chapter 3 or something like that, or 4. So I really haven't touched this dungeon since then. There are always so many things to do in Another Eden in terms of using green and red keys. I know some of you are probably bored and find grinding the green and red keys a little bit tedious. I do as well. However, I look forward to the chance of having the remote chance of dropping either a chant script or getting a treatise. I almost treat the end rewards and the dungeon itself almost like a little gacha in itself. So if you want to try to change the mentality that way, that might make things a little bit easier in terms of doing the daily grind. And I will also say that if you have a very proper team, and hopefully many of you do have a fully stacked 5-star team with multiple AoEs of different elements and damage types, and or multiple Grasta on your team, especially if you're an endgame, the grind shouldn't be as bad. Most dungeons, especially even in the very hard stage, if you speed run and skip through all the treasure chests that don't have the rare areas, then you can actually get to the boss in under 2 minutes probably. And then the boss itself, 30 seconds? So a full run, maybe 3 minutes to 5 minutes or so. In this case, we do want to fight all 15 battles, because otherwise there is no point on coming in here, since that each mob battle does give you the farming points required to get as many rewards as possible. Now, if you do have 5-star Alulu or Radika, obviously those will be best multipliers on your team. In the case of using Cyrus and Tuva, those are the only other 5 stars that give you any benefits. And you can see I went with Brino, Benedict, Parisa, and of course Poporo. Now, I left those 2 in the back, and honestly speaking, you're really doing the bulk of the damage with Tuva and Cyrus, since they are both 5-star. Tuva does have a manifest weapon, and Cyrus of course has his own personal weapon that you got from Eastern Region Part 2. If you haven't gotten there yet, of course, feel free to check out my videos, and you can check out my 5-star review of both of those characters in separate videos on my channel. And keep in mind that in Area 2, there is a 10% chance of having a rare area, just like in Area 3. Area 2 will have a rare horror as well, and that will drop a boatload of points. So if you do see it, don't skip the horror, kill it, and you can reap the rewards of that. So for those who don't do dungeons very often, or just as a reminder for you veterans, 2 treasure chests in the first area, 1 in the second, and 3 in the third. Hopefully this short video will show you the easiest path to get to those treasure chests, and then proceed to the staircase to go down stairs to the dungeon boss. Now note that with Tuva and Manifest, her Great Roll is greatly increased in damage for her if she has more than 50% HP. You can use Call of the Dark to suck away life and gain it back for yourself if you require heal, or if you need to use food, you can do so. But at this stage where the enemies are all level 65, if you have a level 80 Tuva with Manifest, she outspeeds the mobs, and her damage is easily in the 40k range, which will wipe them out in one shot. Another benefit of using the Manifest weapon version of her is that you're reducing her mana cost for her move by 20%. So she can actually do all 15 mob battles with a little bit of MP left over. And there you go. The last battle is done. I do apologize for not being as efficient in terms of going to the direct path down from the stairs to the right there and then to these true treasure chests. It's been a long while since I've been here, but again, hopefully you can save a few seconds by watching this video. Okay, so the boss is right here. It is weak to fire, so we don't have any fire DPS on our team except for Parisa, which only does a medium single target hit. That being said, we are using Cyrus with his triple hit, and we're going to use Call of the Dark to deal a tremendous amount of damage. It does enhance Brino's attack, being that Brino's also earth-based, and so if Tuva uses Call of Dark, I think everyone on the team gets a 30% boost to earth damage, so that's not too bad. And in conjunction with the VC of Parisa that increased power and speed by 20%, you can easily end the boss. You can see it's got, I would say, not even 500k HP. Also, one thing I forgot to mention, note that in the early stages of exploring this dungeon crawl, I used the 3-hit from Cyrus, and the reason for that is I started with no bar, and we really want to power up to half bar in order to end the enemy boss in 2 turns. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.